Yeah, I'm gonna go video live right now.
So if on video live, just consider everything you're in.
Live from the Collins Pearly Sports Center, you're watching BFA Bobwhite football. Good evening, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand for the Bobwhites season opener against the Mount Mansfield Cougars. Joe, welcome to the booth here as the Bobwhites begin another new season here.
Well, thanks for having me, Tate. A beautiful night for football, and hopefully it's reminiscent of last year's home opener for the Bobwhites.
Of course, the Bobwhites came out flying last season in the home opener against the Cougars and sent Mount Mansfield packing back home with a drubbing. Unfortunately, that was the biggest and best game of the season for BFA.
Well, I strongly suspect that there were a lot of lessons learned. There are a lot of close games, and look forward to enhanced results for the Bobwhites this year.
A few changes in Vermont football here as we take a look out on the field. Looks like Bobwhites will be set to receive here in the first half, but a few differences between last year and this year. While BFA still resides in Division I, the Cougars have dropped down to Division II. And also in Vermont high school football, while we still have various divisions, they've kind of created various pools, so a lot less traveling. So the Bobwhites won't be making the travels down to, let's say, Mount Anthony or Brattleboro, who, by the way, have been moved up from Division II up to Division I.
Well, yeah, there are also certain scenarios whereby what we would perceive as larger schools are combined and allowed to have a club. And maybe that's just the reality of all the various opportunities for high school athletes these days.
Well, and one of those teams, the South Burlington Seawolves, is on the Bobwhite schedule. They'll travel down to Chittenden County later in the season. We'll be on the air again next week, next Friday night, as the Bobwhites host CVU. Of course, CVU, the defending Division I champ, so that will be certainly a good barometer, good measuring stick for this team next week.
Absolutely. We'll see where we stand, Tate. Looks like the anthem is coming up.
We'll pause momentarily. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand for the season opener as the BFA Bobwhites play host to the Mount Mansfield Cougars. A few games with the lack of officials. You're seeing more Thursday night games. A few games last night around Vermont. One just down the road here on Route 7 in Franklin County down in Swanton, where you had Milton defeating Missisquoi 34-0. It was Colchester over U32 18-0, and a battle of two premium top flight programs in Division I. Hartford versus St. Johnsbury. It was Hartford turning the tables on St. Johnsbury 48-21. As we indicated, Bobwhites
will be receiving the ball.
Well, no, they'll be kicking off here.
Oh, they'll be kicking off.
It looks like they won the coin toss and must be elected to defer to kick away here. Kicking for the Bobwhites will be number 40, Jaden Fletcher. I don't know if they're waiting for a kicking tee here as they look over to the sideline. Cody Barrett makes his way onto the field as well for the Bobwhites. Back deep for the Cougars, Archer Irwin, number 5, and Atticus Irwin. Back deep for the Cougars. They stand at around their own 10-yard line.
I noticed that both of the Irwins are freshmen. I suspect that they may be related.
Beautiful, gorgeous evening here at the Collins Pearly. It's not raining, so we should just be celebrating just on that front. But certainly looks like we have some good weather in front of us here, finally.
No, it's a beautiful night for football.
It's an onside kick here by the Bobwhites, and the ball is loose.
Recovered by number, I'm sorry, Kate. Recovered by number 52, Tyler Scott.
So good job by Scott Alert there. Bobwhites and head coach Jeff Murray trying to catch the Cougars sleeping here to start the season, but Mount Mansfield will have excellent field position here to start the game off. Cougars will be led by their quarterback, senior Nathan Messier. Shotgun formation, 4-receiver set. Motion in the backfield. Messier hands off over to the far side. Suban Bildsley, and he's dropped in the backfield for a loss.
It would appear to be by number 10, Seneca DeRocher.
They're going to say with forward progress, no gain on the play. Again, they'll say with a spread, no huddle offense here, 4-receiver set. 2nd and 10. Messier back, quick pass over on the far side. Ball is caught by Subin Billingsley. Minimal gain.
Minimal gain, tackled by Cody Barrett over on the right sideline.
Good job by Barrett there. It's going to force a 3rd and long here for the Cougars. Call it 3rd and 7 here. Opening drive for Mount Mansfield. They're going to go with a 3-receiver set here to the near side, and we've got movement, looked like by the outside offensive tackle for the Cougars. Owen Ackerman, I believe, moved early for Mount Mansfield, but we'll see what the officials say.
Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and long, Mr. Brooks.
Officials talk things over, and they're going to say offside against BFA. So that will make things
going to be a 3rd and 3.
Make things a little easier here for the Cougars. 4-receiver set. Call it 3rd and 2. High snap over Messier's head. It's on the ground, and he'll quickly jump on top of it. That's going to be a loss of about 10.
Oh, geez. That's not what MMU is looking for there, Tate.
Bad snap, and we'll see if the Cougars look to punt away here on a 4th and 10. Ball spotted at their own, let's say, 42-yard line. And it does look like Nathan Messier will drop back. So besides being quarterback, he's also their punter, and he'll stand at his own 30-yard line. Back deep for the Bobwhites, Parker Dodlin. He'll stand at his own 25. There's a snap. Time for time. Off Messier's side of the foot. And that will roll out of bounds at the BFA 42. So Bobwhite defense holds not the best punt there by Messier. And Joe, the Bobwhite offense will have some opportunity here.
Well, they're going to get some opportunity from what we used to call a shank. I don't know if it's okay to say that anymore. But we'll see. It's the first drive of the year, first series of the season.
Sets up a 1st and 10. Again, ball spotted at the BFA 42. Bobwhites huddle up here again. BFA with a Delaware wing tee offense. They'll take Deegan Rathburn, split them wide outside. Up under center will be number 10, Seneca DeRochier. Motion in the backfield. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead of the fullback and lowering his shoulder for about 5 on the play, Daniel Rafferty. So Rafferty, as folks may recall, played tight end last year. They moved him back into the backfield here this year. His first carry of the season, good for 5 yards.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that. They could do that all year. Be all right.
Call it 2nd and 5. Dodlin and Rathburn split out wide to the far side of the field. Now DeRochier, shotgun formation. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side. That's Barrett. He has the first down and drives ahead to the Cougar 46-yard line.
Lead tackle by number 25, Bo Clayton. Got a Bobwhite first down here, Tate.
Just under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. DeRochier back up under center. Long cadence. There's a snap. And there's a fumble on the play. Mount Mansfield signaling they have it. And indeed they do.
Appears to be recovered by number 20, Philip Galizio.
So the Bobwhites putting the ball on the field here and turn the ball over on their first offensive series. And the Cougars will start this drive on their own, call it 47. Messier, snap, under pressure, rolls out to the far side, looking upfield. Messier crosses body, throws, and it is connected for Subin Billingsley. Pickup of 5, 6, 7, call it 8 on the play.
It's a nice completion. Scooped it up right off the ground, Tate.
Sets up a 2nd and 2. Cougars right to the line of scrimmage. Motion in the backfield and a little handoff here on the end around to Subin Billingsley as well. Picks up 3, which should be just enough for the first down for the Cougars.
Nice initial block on the play. Pick up on the tackle by Daniel Rafferty.
Officials are signaling first down. Chain crew a little, well, now they're going to what? Officials calling for a timeout to talk things over. All right, first down.
That was the right call by the officials. There was no need for a measurement there.
8:09 remaining in the first quarter, 0-0 our score. Again, welcome fans for tuning in to Northwest Access TV this evening for the Bobwhite season opener. 4 receivers set. Messier with a snap. Handoff straight ahead and not a whole lot there. Looks like Philip Galizio on the carry. Call no gain on the carry, or maybe call it 1.
Tough on that one. It appears as though the initial contact was from Michael McNall.
3 receivers set to the top side of your screen here. There's a snap. Looking here on the near side. Now rolling out is Messier on the 5 side. Holds on to the football and drives ahead and picks up 5 on the keeper.
Tackle by number 60, Harrison Stone.
It's going to set up a 3rd and call it 5 here. Ball spotted at the Bobwhite 39-yard line. 4 receiver set. Motion again in the backfield, high snap. They get around again, trying to end around.
Oh, broke a tackle.
In on the tackle is Seneca DeRocher. After a minimal gain, it's going to set up a 4th and about, call it 4.
What are they going to do here, Tate?
My guess is we'll go for it. Didn't appear, certainly, that Messier's first punt went as planned, so.
I think you're right.
So ball spotted at the BFA 37, 4th and call it 4. They take, see, we have up under center. Looks like it's their running back. Indeed it is. A little counter fumble on the play. Ball is loose. Ball is still loose. Picked up by BFA. Number 84, Daniel Rafferty on the fumble recovery.
Big play. Big play. Looks like BFA is going to be set up in about 44 going the other way.
Joe, it looked like they were trying to be a little too cute there, almost like a double counter, and then lost a handle on the football.
Awfully early in the game for those sorts of shenanigans, in my opinion.
So back-to-back turnovers by both squads, and Bobwhite offense back out on the field. We got Seneca DeRocher, looks like putting his helmet on, heading into the huddle here. So 1st and 10 for BFA, nose of the football on the Cougar 45-yard line. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side of the field. Dodlin, the wingback here to the near side. And got an issue here. I don't know if it's an equipment issue or.
Got a timeout. DeRocher is holding his midsection.
So with that, we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
How's his backup?
No idea.
It appears that we're gonna see at least one snap from quarterback Gordon Lariviere.
Indeed, Lariviere checks into the game. He'll go, looks like, up under center. Junior quarterback hands off over on the far side to Barrett. And Barrett, not a whole lot of running room there.
Now, MMU snuffed that one out.
Second and 10 for the Bobwhites. 5:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Good sign for BFA as Seneca DeRocher has put his helmet back on over on the near sideline here for the Bobwhites. Here's a snap. Handoff straight ahead, and again, nothing showing for the Bobwhites. That was Rafferty on the carry, maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, number 66, Owen Ackerman from MMU was all over that, Tate.
Looks like head coach Jeff Murray talking to Seneca DeRocher on the sideline. So DeRocher back in. So DeRocher looked to be shaken up on that fourth down play defensively. So Bobwhite's looking at a 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 12. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Bobwhites have yet to go to the air here this evening. That may change. Dorsher steps out, looks downfield, pump fakes, now rolls here to the near side, picks up a block, now fires it deep downfield, has a man open, it is caught!
It is completed. It is completed.
Parker Dodlin, excellent job, Joe, with concentration and making sure he kept his feet in bounds.
Wonderful play, wonderful play. Receiver had to do a lot of work. It was on the far right sideline, Tate. Great job to make that a legal play.
And Seneca DeRocher is still feeling some effects and has come back here to the near sideline and taken a seat.
I'll tell you, it was a hell of a play off of 3rd and long.
Rathburn splits out wide over on the far side. There's a snap. Hand off straight ahead again to Rafferty.
Looks like there might have been a little bit of room on that one. Not much.
Picks up 4 on the carry, setting up a 2nd and call it 6. Ball marked at the Cougar 14-yard line. Two receivers set on the far side of the field. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. A little swing pass over on the far side, and the ball is dropped. They let the play go, but now the officials whistle it dead. That was intended for Parker Dodlin.
It's the right call. It was an incomplete pass. I think that was a case of running before you took care of the first half, State. That happens. It's week 1.
Looks like Seneca DeRocher heading back in on this 3rd and call at 7. I don't know if it's a mid sternum injury, or obviously it bothered him to throw the football.
It appears to be an injury that prohibits him from playing the 1st or 2nd down of a series.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see here. We got a 3rd and 7 coming up, folks.
Big completion on the last 3rd down. Now we got a timeout taken by the BFA offense. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 3:15 remaining in the first quarter, BFA 0, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Bobwhite's coming out of the timeout, looking at a 3rd and 7. Ball spotted at the Cougar 14-yard line.
Big play here, Tate.
DeRocher with the snap. Rolls out on the far side, picks up a block, still looking, dancing, turns upfield, fires it, has a man. Ball is caught for the first down.
Nice play, nice play. DeRocher's under a lot of pressure there. Going to the left sideline, throwing against his strong hand.
Parker Dodlin on the reception there for BFA. What are we looking at here? Are they saying it hit the ground? Wow, they're going to say he trapped the ball, it looks like. I don't know if we can get a potential replay on it here with our production team. They're showing 4th down.
Boy, I could tell you that looked like a completed play from the booth.
All right, so apparently they call incomplete, saying Dodlin must have trapped the football, and Bobwhite's going for it here. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. That's Dodlin lined up in the slot right beside him. Seneca DeRocher rolls here to the near side, looking fires in the end zone, has him in, and it's intercepted. He steps in, number 48, and he's going to be tackled at the 10-yard line. Rathburn on the tackle, and with the interception, number 18, that's Kyle Taft for the Cougars. So, Joe, not the outcome that BFA wanted, but I suppose if you're going to turn the ball over, I was a little surprised Taft just didn't take a knee in the end zone. Instead, he got tackled at the 10.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a break for the Bobwhites, Tate. A bit of a break for the Bobwhites. We'll see what they can do here.
So Bobwhites, 2 offensive possessions, 2 turnovers to end those possessions. Certainly not what head coach Jeff Murray wanted to see to start the season. A quick pass over to the flats there, over to Subin Billingsley, who's been the main target this evening for quarterback Nathan Messier.
It looks like the tackle there was from number 7, Cody Barrett. The ball in the flat.
Sets up a 2nd and 1. Irwin splits out wide in the near side, and they'll just take it straight ahead. Only needed 1. Looks like they picked up 2 and the first down.
All right. Well, Bobwhites have showed some promising play here, but as hopefully they have the turnovers worked out of their system for the balance of tonight, Tate.
Back to pass is Messier again. Heavy pressure, fires it high, and almost intercepted there. That was Dodlin on the coverage downfield. Pass intended for Nashua Poor.
Yeah. A lot of pressure on the quarterback there, Tate. Number 60 was clearly held. The officials didn't catch that one. Left shoulder got snapped back.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Looks like 4 receivers set. 2 on each side here. Messier with the snap. Looks here to the near side. Fires it. Ball is almost tipped but caught. And turning it upfield is Nashua Poor. Poor looks to be close to the first down here for the Cougars.
Initial contact on the tackle from number 22, Jonas Wagner.
It is going to be a first down for Mount Mansfield. Ball will be spotted at their own 35-yard line. Cougars starting this drive back at their own 10. Motion in the backfield. Taking it is Subin Billingsley around the end. Not a whole lot there. Well, with forward progress, maybe give them 4. Sets up a 2nd and 6. Joe, for the most part, the defensive ends for the Bobwhites have pretty much contained that end around.
I would agree with that, Tate. I would agree. We'll see what we got, kind of scheme we have here. Number 7 rolling to the right.
Messier under pressure again, just gets it away in time. Ball is tipped and incomplete. Nashua Poor not able to hold on to that as he was going down on his knees.
I tell you, that was a lucky break for the Bobwhites there, Tate.
Poor found a little spot along the sideline. Little seam and was free, but not able to hold on. Sets up a 3rd and 6 for the Cougars. They'll go with a trips formation on the far side, but the ball is coming here to the near side, and ball is caught and completed to Jack Arpre, and he slips as he was looking to cut across the grain, and a lucky break for the Bobwhites there because he was looking to take it the distance, Joe.
Yep, Isaac Ellis touched him, but you're right, Tate. He basically put himself down there.
So Bobwhite's got caught in man coverage there, and the Cougars almost took it the distance. 2 receivers set here to the near side.
Like Bobwhite's got to work on the pass rush, Tate.
Little pitch end around once again here to Subin Billingsley, and he'll pick up 4 on the carry. Again, Cougars starting this drive on their own 10, and certainly the most impressive drive of the evening.
Looks like we got a Bobwhite down.
Got some cramping issues, it looks like. With that, we'll take a quick timeout here ourselves. Our score with 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter, BFA 0, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno. Joe, it looked like Seneca DeRocher got banged up again out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, appears to be a near call. He was involved in the tackle in the previous play, but he's limped off a couple times here in the first quarter, Tate. So hopefully that's not an ongoing theme.
High snap, but before the snap, we've got a whistle and a flag, and I think an illegal motion procedure call against the Cougars. Yeah, illegal formation.
That should bring up a 2nd and 10, Tate.
Second penalty of the first quarter. One against each squad thus far. Lorenzia splits out wide on the far side. Motion in the backfield again, and they let that go. There looked like illegal motion by the Cougars thrown up, and it is deflected. Incomplete pass intended for Jack Lorenzia, who I thought took a step out before the snap.
I could tell you Parker Dodlin had his hand on that one for BFA, Tate.
Good coverage by Dodlin downfield. Sets up a 3rd and 10 here for the Cougars. Ball on the Bobwhite 30-yard line.
Early indications indicate that we're not in a punting league if you're anywhere past midfield.
2 receivers set here to the near side. 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Again, Cougars going with the spread, no huddle offense. Motion, there's a high snap. Stepping up is the quarterback, Messier, who tries to make something out of nothing, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's not going to happen. Number 52, Wyatt Trombley, told him so.
Maybe a loss of 1, sets up a 4th and 11 for the Cougars. And another challenge for the Cougars here is Messier, who's both their quarterback and punter, just went over to the sideline with a potential helmet issue, so we'll see who takes this next snap.
We'll see what they do, Tate, but based on what I've seen,
we're going to see a timeout. That's what we're going to see. But what are you thinking, Joe? Go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him run something.
Oh, excuse me, that was the end of the quarter. That's the reason for the timeout. With that, we'll take a timeout here ourselves. Our score, BFA 0, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Cougars looking at a 4th and 10. Ball spotted at the BFA 30-yard line.
Looks like they're going to run something here, Tate.
Looks like Philip Gonzalo in at quarterback with Messier out. They're going with a 3-receiver set on the far side of the field. Takes a snap, rolls over on that far side, looking for a lane to run. Pump fakes, turns the corner, and he's going to be closed.
I think he's got it, Tate.
So looking at a 4th and 10, they do a little waggle with the quarterback, and it looks like they're spotting him short as I see the far side official pointing. So Bobwhite defense holds.
Boy, looks like it held by about 9 inches there. We'll take that one. We'll take it. But the Bobwhites have looked good thus far within the chalks on the running game. And when whoever is taking the ball for MMU looking to throw it around, there's some opportunity for improvement early in the season here, Tate.
So here we go. Bobwhite offense back on the field. First 2 possessions in the first quarter, not what they wanted. 2 turnovers, a fumble, and then an interception in the end zone. Seneca DeRocher back out there after kind of getting banged around a bit in that first quarter. 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 to the far side. That's Rathburn split out wide, and DeRocher will go shotgun formation here. Here's a snap, takes it down, fires across. Ball is incomplete. Parker Dodlin, I believe, the intended receiver.
Absolutely. Reasonably executed play. Didn't quite work out. But fairly clean play. They'll be all right.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Want to remind you that Northwest Access TV will be here next week as the Bobwhites play host to the defending Division I champion CVU Redhawks. I believe their play later tomorrow as they play Burton.
All right.
Here's the snap. DeRocher rolling here to the near side, looking downfield, fires it. A beautiful pass, just out of bounds, though. Again, intended for Dodlin. Just let him a little too much.
It's too bad that ball was a half field, Tate.
I mean, you can certainly see DeRocher throws the ball with ease. Very fluid passing the football. Sets up a 3rd and 10.
Bobwhites could use a few yards on this play, Tate.
Certainly would not want to punt away from your own 21 here. So Bobwhites certainly want to pick up a first down, but looking at a 3rd and 10. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. DeRocher back under center. Trips as he hands off the football. I believe that was to Cody Barrett. Bobwhite's fortunate just to get that handoff as DeRocher was tumbling to the ground as he was handing it away.
Yep, looks like he got hugged up by Philip Galuzio from MMU.
Sets up a 4th and long, and Seneca DeRocher will drop back to punt away. Be the Bobwhites' first punt of the evening.
All right, we'll see what the Bobwhite special teams have here.
Archer Irwin back deep. There's the snap. DeRocher's kick, high end over end kick, and it's going to bounce at the 40. Takes a slight Bobwhite roll and down at the BFA 46.
Yeah, by number 88, Mr. Deegan Rathburn.
So, Cougars will start this drive for the first time this evening in BFA territory, 45 yards away from the end zone. We'll try to provide some out-of-town scores coming out of the second half. As I kind of mentioned, CVU playing down at Burton tonight. Fairhaven at Poultney. Mill River hosting Linden. Mount Abe hosting Spalding. Rice is playing at BFA Fairfax. And then Windsor hosting Oxbow.
We'll see what MMU does here, Tate. They haven't had a whole lot of success in interior runs.
Messier with a throw on the far
flat.
in the flat. And some rather poor tackling is, I guess, what I would say, by BFA. Results in about a 5-yard pickup.
That's correct. That play could have very well gone down in the backfield, Tate.
Defensive coordinator Rusty Brandon probably not enthused by what he saw there. Sets up a 2nd and 4. Trips receivers here to the near side. Again, Messier back in, shotgun formation. Play action pass, calls his own number, turns it upfield on the quarterback keeper. Has some space, has the first down all the way to the BFA 20-yard line.
Tackle by number 60, Harrison Stone, Tate.
So the Cougars starting to find their offensive prowlness here.
Little trickery there. It looked like they were going off left tackle, and quarterback kept it up on the other side.
Messier calls his own number again on the play action handoff, and no gain on this one.
Drake Remillard says no.
Good job by Remillard, really squeezing him to the outside and making the tackle there. Sets up a 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. 9:28 remaining here in the first half. 0-0 our score. There's a snap. Messier looking, rolling, has plenty of time, slips. They don't call him down, still on his feet, and finally tosses away. I don't see anybody near there, but they call it incomplete. Messier fortunate not to put his knee down there in the backfield when he...
I thought that he did, and he was outside the pocket when he threw it out of bounds, Tate.
So no intentional grounding as such. Sets up a 3rd and call it 8 here for the Cougars. Certainly 4-down territory for Mount Mansfield.
The Bobwhites, from what we see early here, have a lot of opportunity on their pass rush.
Now we've got a timeout on the far side taken by the Cougar offense. With that, we'll take a quick timeout here ourselves. Our score with 9:06 remaining in the first half. BFA 0, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Taking a look out of town, Rutland and Essex facing off this evening. And that game all knotted at 7. That game down in Rutland. Back here, the Cougars looking at a 3rd and 9. Ball at the BFA 19-yard line.
Big play, Tate.
Motion in the backfield. Sets up 3 receivers on that far side. And that's the way Messier is looking. Firing on the outside and incomplete pass intended for Jack Lorenzia.
Yeah. The Bobwhites brought a little more heat in the middle there.
Sets up a 4th and 9 here for the Cougars. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Still looking for our first score of the game and the season here at the Collins Pearly. Three receiver set on the far side of the field. 4th and 9 here for Mount Mansfield. Taking their time at the line of scrimmage, motion in the backfield, and they do hand it off, and that goes nowhere. Met in the backfield, I believe, by number 52. Wyatt Trombley.
Absolutely, Tate, and frankly, I don't know why they didn't punt or attempt a field goal there. I mean, that they just went right inside guard. That play had nowhere to go on that down.
So the BFA defense holds, bend, but does not break there. Again, that drive started all the way back at the Cougar 10-yard line.
There were a couple big plays. The drive actually transcended the quarter.
So here we go. Bobwhites break the huddle. Rathburn splits out wide on the far side with Dodlin. It's going to be a trips formation. Bobwhites take Seneca to Rozier. He takes a snap, hands off here to the near side to Rathburn. Or Rafferty, excuse me, Rafferty, and not a whole lot of running room there. Maybe a pickup of 2.
I'll tell you, he made something out of that tape, as that play could have very easily ended up behind the line of scrimmage.
Sets up a 2nd and 8 for the Bobwhites. Dodlin splits out wide to the far side. That's Rathburn here to the near side. Derosier up under center here. Long count. There's a snap. Back to pass. Rolls here to the near side. Derosier putting downfield. Lets it rip high and deep. And they're fighting for the ball. And incomplete. Rathburn.
There was some contact there, Tate.
Rathburn went up for it. Not able to come down. The officials decided to let that one play out. And incomplete.
Geez, I hope that's not a theme for the night.
Rathburn makes his way back into the huddle. Sets up a 3rd and 8 here. Bobwhite's going to have to probably move quickly here to get this ball snapped. Bobwhite's now just getting the line of scrimmage. Timeout. Jeff Murray, head coach, just called timeout. He saw the same thing. Bobwhites use a timeout. 7:55 to go here, looking at a 3rd and 8. And, yeah, Joe, I just think they took a little too long getting that play call in, and we're looking at a delay of game.
It's an unfortunate way to use a timeout. Hopefully it doesn't become an issue as we get closer to the end of the half. Clearly we're early in the season here, and we got some pieces that just need to get more oiled and refined.
Yeah, it certainly does have the feel of a first game of the season, just not everything clicking as you might hope.
Hey, we're playing football before Labor Day.
And it's not raining.
It's actually decent out. I wore a sweater and I'm overdressed, Tate.
Here we go, 3rd and 8 here for the Bobwhites. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. See what head coach Jeff Murray drew up here play call-wise. There's a snap. Derosier steps up in the pocket, has some running room here to the near side, loses a handle on the football, and the Cougars look to recover. 3rd turnover by the BFA offense in the first half.
I don't know what to say about that one. It's an unforced turnover. Quarterback was running with the ball in one hand and just appeared to have dropped it with no contact.
So the Cougars in excellent field position to come away with tonight's first touchdown.
For the Bobwhites to be in a tie game with 3 turnovers with 7:48 to go in the second quarter is fortuitous.
We'll see if the Cougars make them finally pay. Messier taking a look at his armband here for the play selection. 2 receivers, motion in the backfield on the near side. Now we got a trips formation on the far side. Messier looking here to the near side, though. Has his man, fires it towards the end zone, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jack Arpe.
Just out of his fingertips. A well-defended play, Tate, but a well-thrown ball, too. Just about there. Play was defended by number 21, Josh Anderson, reasonably well.
Yeah, man coverage there, and that's just simply timing play between the quarterback and the receiver.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Anderson forced him to throw it properly.
Again, handoff over on that around end by Subin Bildsley.
Number 60, Harrison Stone, makes a tackle in the interior. We've seen several of those already in the half.
It's going to be a pickup of, call it 5 on the play, setting up a third. Oh, they say call it 4. So call it 3rd and 6 here. Ball spotted at the Bobwhite 18-yard line.
Certainly 2-down territory, Tate.
There's a snap. Messier under heavy pressure, stiff arms.
They got him. They got him.
They're going to say the ball's loose, incomplete. They're going to say Messier got rid of that, even though he was kind of in the grasp. And Messier and the Cougars very fortunate there.
Initially, it appeared like we had a fumble recovery from number 64, Drake Remillard. But as you indicated, Tate, they're going to call him in the grasp.
Well, I think they're actually just going to say incomplete pass. I think they're going to let it play out.
What, did you see the ball go forward? I didn't see the ball go forward.
Okay, they're going to say intentional grounding, so.
That's okay. It's a loss of down.
It is a loss of down. Plus the infraction is from the point of the penalty is occurred from the point of the infraction. So this is going to be 4th and a country mile here for the Cougars.
4th and from the Champlain Country Club, folks.
There you go. Quarterback Nathan Messier wasn't happy with the penalty call, but again, very fortunate that they didn't call that a fumble on the play.
Boy, it looked like Remillard recovered the ball to me.
So that penalty call with 7 minutes remaining in the half, 0-0 our score. Call it 4th and about 22.
Thereabouts. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Fourth and a country mile, as you indicated, Tate.
Now they actually look like they're going to punt away. The quarterback, Nathan Messier. Well, let's see. They got somebody up. They've got their running back up under center. So let's see what they do here.
Way back.
Now they drop back to punt formation. They may have to use a timeout here. They've used a lot of time on this punt.
Number 26, Parker Dodlin of BFA, has dropped back to receive a punt.
All right. Yeah, that's a delay game. I mean, to be honest, I thought the officials were very kind on giving them time there. So no surprise, delay a game. Again, opening season game, you'll unfortunately see some of this. So penalties doing in the Cougars here on this drive, which frankly the Bobwhites had really gift-wrapped them a real scoring opportunity. But Mount Mansfield really shooting themselves in the foot here on this drive.
Hey, it looks like this, like all games, it's going to come down to who can execute, Tate.
Pound by Messier over on the near side and not returnable. So Bobwhite offense back on the field and
hitting number 14, Mike Bonnier, about 4 yards away from the sideline. Better punt than the first attempt. I'll say that.
That is true. See if we have any other out-of-town scores. Looks like Rutland is taking the lead on Essex 14-7 with 8:30 remaining in the half. Getting that game down in Rutland.
Well, the Bobwhites have an opportunity to start another series here, Tate.
All right. Rathburn splits out wide to the near side. Looks like Seneca DeRocher up under center here. Motion in the backfield by Donlin, who takes the pitch, fumbles the football. That's been an issue all game long here, and Donlin's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Geez. You know, I mean, we just talked about execution, and another unforced error. Start the series.
Sets up a 2nd and 14 here for the Bobwhites. Well, on the bright side, Joe, they maintained possession. So
they did maintain possession.
So here we go, 2nd and 14. 6:20 remaining here in the first half. Kind of slow-moving first half with all the turnovers.
That was an attempted swing to the right.
Rathburn, Dodlin split out wide here to the near side. Looks like shotgun formation here for the Bobwhites with DeRocher. There's a snap. Hands off over on that far side of the field to Barrett. And Cody Barrett not quite back to the original line of scrimmage.
A gain of a couple. Tate. Looks like we got about a 3rd and 11.
Clock will continue to run as Barrett stayed in bounds. Remind our Northwest Access TV viewing audience, we'll be back here next Friday night as the Bobwhites play host to the Division I reigning champion CVU Redhawks. So here we go.
What are we going to see here, Tate?
3rd and 11. DeRocher back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. They get an arm on him, and DeRocher goes down, sacked by the Cougars.
Like number 20, Philip Galuzio, who's been, his number's been called many times in the first half here tonight.
Officials talking things over at the 25-yard line. There's a flag on the field, holding penalty against BFA.
I assume that would be declined.
Well, talking it over with
excuse me, Tate.
Talking it over with the Cougar captains. If they take it, it will be 10 yards from the point of the infraction. Flag rests at around the 20. They're going to decline that. So you're right on, Joe, and they will look to have BFA punt the ball away.
Well, geez, why would you give them another bite of the apple?
Well, and again, I mean, as we have seen tonight, Seneca DeRocher's got an arm. I mean, he can get it. He can get the ball down the field.
There's no question as to that, and he will get it down in the field at some point today. He has once.
So here we go. DeRocher back to punt away. High end over end punt and fielded at the 44-yard line and wrapped up immediately is Luke Subin Bildsley.
Assisted by number 88, Deegan Rathburn.
Nice open field tackle there by Rathburn. So we're under 5 minutes to go. Call it 4:31 remaining here in the first half. 0-0 our score. Well, Mansfield has been able to move the football some. Bobwhites have had turnover issues. 3, if you're just tuning in the first half.
They have Bobwhites have really just trying to find their way to get some kind of continuity in the offense, State.
So
the pass rush looked a little better the last series for BFA. We'll see what number 7 putting some pressure on.
Messier under heavy pressure gets it out of bounds.
Heavy pressure applied by number 7, Cody Barrett.
And a little bit of smack talk going on out on the field there, and I think players on both teams trying to get folks involved to walk away.
Yep, and that's the right thing to do, Tate.
All right, here we go, back on the field, 2nd and 10. Four receiver set for Messier. There's a snap. Messier rolls out, looking downfield, fires it. The ball is intercepted by Rathburn. Deegan Rathburn up to the 40. Rathburn still on his feet, makes it down to the Cougar 30-yard line.
Oh, gee. Big break for the Bobwhites there.
So the Bobwhites looking for a spark. May have got it with the interception by Rathburn. And we still have a Bobwhite player down. I think that is somebody hopping along. That might either be Parker Dodlin, so that's not a good sign. He's one of the more explosive offensive players and defensive players for BFA.
Is Parker Dodlin coming off on his own steam, but he looks like he needs some attention, Tate.
Hopefully it's just a cramp. Back on the field, Bobwhites starting in Cougar territory for the first time this evening. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line. Looks like shotgun formation. Handoff here to the near side. Or excuse me, that's Seneca DeRocher calling his own number, and DeRocher bounces off some defenders and going to be close to a first down, and I think there's going to be a face mask.
We got a flag on the play, and I think you're right, Tate. You can see his head pull a little bit there toward the end of the run.
And just looking down at Dodlin, looks like they're working on his right calf, so again, hopefully it's just a cramping issue. But big run there by quarterback Seneca DeRocher, and he took on the defense, and they bounced off him.
There's a good chance we're going to have halfway to the goal line.
Personal foul, face mask against the Cougars. Good call, Joe, and that will be half the distance to the goal.
Going to set up the Bobwhite somewhere around the 8. We'll see what they can do.
So here we go, first and goal. They'll spot the ball, call it the 9. Well, they're going to say the 8-yard line. Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. That's Jonas Wagner in the slot. Handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, and Rafferty is in.
That's a good run, Tate.
For a BFA touchdown. Dan Rafferty takes it in from 8.
Right up the left mark. Look good, Tate. Let's see what BFA does with their after attempt.
I believe Sabrin is handling place kicking duties as well this evening. They bring the tee out. Mark it at around the 12 or so.
The placeholder appears to be, no, my mistake. The kicker is number 10, DeRocher.
Low snap, under pressure. DeRocher rockets it through. No good, no good. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 3:39 remaining in the first half. BFA 6, Mount Mansfield 0. Welcome back, everyone, here. Taking a look at our instant straight ahead to replay. Rafferty, and Rafferty is
And
in.
you can see Rafferty
For a
BFA.
BFA.
Make it in the end zone.
Handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, and Rafferty is in.
That's a good run, Tate.
So good offensive line blocking for the Bobwhites.
Absolutely set up on that interception from Rathburn, Tate.
Good call. And another good thing to see is Parker Dodlin is up after having his calf worked on for a while. He got banged up on that interception by Rathburn on the return.
And just for the game in general, points are now ahead of turnovers 6-5.
Kick is away. A little squid kick on the far side, picked up at the 20, over to about the 30-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will start this offensive possession.
Decent return by number 14, Atticus Irwin from the Cougars on that low, almost squib kick.
So Cougars certainly time to try to match BFA here late in the first half.
Absolutely, and BFA has an opportunity to get the ball back.
Absolutely.
See what they can do.
Bobwhites have used, I believe, at least one of their timeouts, if I recall.
They both teams have used at least one.
All right, back on the field here for the Cougars, facing a 1st and 10. Here's a snap by Messier. Bootlegs here on the near side. Pump fakes now, hits his man, turns it upfield, and nice tackle.
Nice tackle by number 21, Josh Anderson. Not the first time we've seen that tonight, Tate.
That was Bo Clayton on the reception, his first of the evening for Mount Mansfield. It's about a 5-yard pickup, setting up a 2nd and 5 at their 40.
Anderson brushed a blocker off there to make that tackle.
3 receivers set on the far side of the field. Messier rolls under heavy pressure, steps up in the pocket, hits his man over the middle for the first down. Luke Subin Billingsley on the reception.
Tackle from number 84, Daniel Rafferty.
Cougars again going with the no huddle here, right to the line of scrimmage. 2:50 remaining in the first half. 3 receivers set on the far side of the field here for the Cougars. Here's a snap. Plenty of time. Steps up again in the pocket. And bursting almost free was Messier, but he's tossed down.
Looked like number 51, Evan Judd, from where I could see.
Good job by Judd, able to hold on to Messier. Sets up a 2nd and call it 4. Yeah, 2nd and 4. Ball spotted at the BFA 47.
That looks about right.
Clock running, 2:10 remaining. Messier looking downfield again, fires it, has his man with the first down and more. Burke is free, and still on his feet was number 8, Nashua Poor.
It's like he was taken down by Dodland, Tate.
So Nathan Messier, the quarterback for the Cougars, starting to find a little bit of rhythm here.
Well, Tate, they got to get some consistent pressure on him. He drops back most plays. He's getting 4 or 5 seconds to look around.
1st and 10, ball at the 27, minute 46 to go. High snap, little pitch over on the far side to Subin Billingsley, and tackle around the far sideline. The officials, what's important for BFA, say he's still in bounds, so the clock will continue to run.
Absolutely, that's critical.
Minute 30 to go, and Bobwhite's happy to give up only 2 yards and keep the clock running.
Yeah, even if it were 3, they're calling it 1 on the scoreboard, but it looked like more than that from here.
Call it 2nd and 8. Ball spotted at the 25. 4 receivers set. Little timing play. Messier holding.
Oh, they got him.
Sack on
the flag. The flag is in the area where you would associate with holding, folks.
Yeah, I think you're right, Joe. Regardless, either a hold or, Messier was sacked as well. If it indeed is the sack, you'd probably take that and decline the penalty, unless they're going to call a potential face mask. I see Messier up and clapping his hands. Officials still talking things over. And the Cougars signaling it's against BFA, so in that...
It is, in fact, a face mask, Tate. That is not useful for the Bobwhites.
Stops the clock when 1:05 remaining and will give the Cougars a first down, and they'll be knocking on the door here with a new set of downs.
With 1:05 left, I would be looking for them to throw the ball around to finish the half up here.
Interesting. They only call a 5-yard, so not a 15-yard personal foul. So I guess that is somewhat of a break for the Bobwhites. So Cougars looking at now at a 2nd and 6. There's a snap. Messier rolls here. Another flag's flying all over the place. Messier still on his feet looking downfield. Rifles it out of bounds by about 20 yards. This one likely, more than 1, 2 flags on the field, likely going against the Cougars.
And it is. It looks like a false start, Tate.
It's not Canadian football out here today.
No, Canadian football is a little different game. Little different game. Took me some getting used to. you can score by punting, and you got forward motion from receivers before the snap.
All right, back here. Cougars looking at a second and call it 11 at about the BFA 30. Messier under heavy pressure picks up a little nice chip block, and ball is incomplete downfield. Pass was intended for number 9, Jack Lorenzi.
I could tell you, Tate, number 60, Harrison Stone, got clipped there. It wasn't picked up by the officials.
Sets up a 3rd and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion. 42 seconds showing on the scoreboard here. Messier taking his time. Has plenty of time. A little screen pass and incomplete. Trying to hit his running back, Philip Gazillo, out of the backfield.
He had him. The ball was just overthrown.
Yeah.
It's got away from him a little bit.
Yep. And decision time here for the Cougars. There's going to be a timeout, I think, taken by Mount Mansfield to kind of talk things over. The clock stopped with the incompletion. 37 seconds showing on the scoreboard, but I think head coach Nick Mashad wants to just kind of chat things over with his team and see what they want to do. My guess is, I know it's 4th and 10, ball at the 29. I mean, I assume they're going to go for it here.
I would absolutely go for it if I were them. The only thing I wouldn't do is throw a ball in the flat. That's a good way to shoot 6 points the other way and go down at halftime down 2 scores.
Yep.
If I were them, I'd take one right to the end zone and see what happens.
Well, the last Cougar turnover did end up resulting in a BFA touchdown.
It did.
Took a few plays, but
the last few minutes of the half appeared to have gotten a little more solid with play from both sides. So we'll see where the rest of it goes.
All right. Big play here for both squads. Looking at a 4th and call it 4th and 10.
37 seconds to play, folks.
Got motion in the backfield, deep motion. A little quick pitch.
Oh, we got something.
A little running back pass. Intercepted. Intercepted again by BFA.
It was. It looks like number 26. Looks like number 26, Parker Dodlin.
So Parker Dodlin, who's injured his calf, back out there with the interception.
We'll see, Tate. That'll give BFA, if it stands, BFA will get the ball back at the 20 with 30 seconds to go.
Well, no, I mean, they're going to call the interception, and I think the Dodlin came down with the ball at literally maybe the 5-yard line or so.
Oh, my error. I thought that was in the end zone.
Yep. They're actually going to say down at the 2. So my guess is Jeff Murray will just look to hand the ball off here 1 or 2 times.
What else could you do here?
BFA will actually call a timeout to talk things over. I mean, the other thing you don't want to do is have any sort of center quarterback exchange issue on the snap.
No, it's a good spot to just kneel it up and make sure you're in the right side of the goal line.
I mean, in some instances, I would just say do a quarterback sneak, but, Seneca DeRocher has already been banged around a little bit tonight. You may not want to have him take any more hits.
There could be some opportunities for Mr. Lariviere here, to finish up the half. Number 10, DeRocher, is over by midfield right now. It looks like he is actually off the field.
All right, so you're right, Joe. New quarterback in, and again, that's I don't want to say the concern, but what you need to be cognizant of. Again, a new quarterback coming in. Only had a couple of snaps today, this evening, and the heels. His heels are literally on the end zone line, and it is just a quarterback sneak.
Yep, looked pretty good too. Looked like it good for 2 or 3 yards from here.
And frankly, that's all head coach Jeff Murray wanted was a quarterback center exchange to go off well, which it did. So we're down to about 13 seconds. I don't know if they're going to have to snap the ball one more time here or not. It doesn't look like it.
I don't think so. Why would MMU call a timeout here? You know, what would that accomplish?
4 seconds remaining, and as you can see, the team's now heading to the locker room. That will do it for the first half. Our score, BFA 6, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. As we make our way out of the half, BFA with a 6-0 lead. Joe, your thoughts on the first?
Well, I see Rathburn taking some reps on the sideline. Hopefully that's a trend for the second half. Certainly some opportunity for less erroneous play on part of both teams in the second half. There were 5 turnovers in the first half, Tate. That said, you looked around in the first half, you saw number 26 Parker Dodlin, number 60 Harrison Stones, number called a lot, the Bobwhites. Defensive side of the ball for both of them, and in Dodlin's case, both.
Bo Clayton with a nice kick away, fielded all the way back at the 10-yard line, racing here to the near side. I believe that's, oh no.
I'll tell you, he was brought down by number 28 Wyatt Boscheman, but only after running another 5 or 6 yards.
So Bobwhite start off here offensively, taking a look at some out-of-town scores. Again, at the half down in Rutland. It's the Rutland Raiders 14, Essex. Hornets, thank you. Boy, geez.
That's still okay to say Hornets, right?
14-14. South Burlington 14, North Country 6. So that's what we got for out-of-town scores here. Up under center is Seneca DeRocher. There's the snap. Handoff here to the second man through and driving ahead 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry.
Not a bad looking play, Tate.
That looked like Rafferty on the carry. You're always in a good place when it's 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4. You'll take that.
I'll tell you, if I were BFA, I'd keep doing that until MMU told me I couldn't do that.
Well, we'll see what head coach Jeff Murray dials up here.
We'll see.
Parker Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Getting a traditional Delaware wing tee backfield here for the Bobwhites. DeRocher hands off here to the near side on a little sweep. Turning the corner is Cody Barrett, and Barrett's going to be close to the first down.
Nice tackle from number 11 from MMU. Jack Arpey saved what could have been a big play.
Sets up a 3rd and short, call it 3rd and about 1. Ball spotted at the Bobwhite 42-yard line. If you're just tuning in, Bobwhites with a 6-0 lead, courtesy of a Daniel Rafferty touchdown back in the second quarter. That was set up by an interception by Deegan Rathburn.
All right, see what the Bobwhites have in their bag of tricks here, Tate.
Dorsher up under center. Rathburn split out wide to the far side. Got movement here, and we're going to have offsides by big number 77, Caleb Meacham.
Unless he was drawn off, we'll see what the officials say, Tate.
Well, they're marching it against the Cougars, so second offside of the game, one against each squad.
Going to be a Bobwhite first down on this one.
Those are the best first downs, the ones that you can just pick up off a penalty.
We'll take them.
Ball spotted now at the Bobwhite 47-yard line. 2 receivers set here. That's Dodlin and Rathburn split out on the top side of your screen. Dorsher up under center. Little movement, yeah. They caught Dodlin kind of flinching over on that far side.
Yep. BFA going to have a 1st and 15.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
Just ticking under 10 minutes here in the third quarter, folks, here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center.
Set up a 1st and 15. Bobwhites go with a 3-receiver set on the far side of the field. They'll take Barrett from the backfield, split him out on the far side, and DeRocher calls his own number on the quarterback's keeper, and he dives ahead after a good 12-yard pickup.
That was a nice play, and I could tell you, number 20, Philip Galuzio from MMU, tried to strip him, ultimately took him down, but he's been all over the field for MMU tonight.
So it sets up a very manageable 2nd and 2 here for the Bobwhites.
That was a very nice job on DeRoche's part to hold on to the football as they tried to take it away from there, Tate.
Bobwhites break the huddle. Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Rathburn wide out to the far side. Droscher still up under center here, where he's been thus far on this offensive series. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, and Rafferty pushes the pile ahead, and he'll have the first down and more. And Rafferty, the fullback, good for a 10-yard carry.
Nice play. It's a nice play, Tate.
So Bobwhite's really keeping it simple here, Joe. Start the second half, everything on the ground, and they're really starting to take over the offensive line.
Hey, if you could take the ball down the field, what need is there to get cute?
Ball spotted on the Cougar 37-yard line. Bobwhites break the huddle. Dodlin, Rathburn split out wide here to the near side.
I'll tell you, that interior linebacker 20, I just run my plays away from him.
Shotgun formation. Quarterback keeper to Seneca DeRocher, turns the corner. Ooh, takes a big hit. He stays up, though. So DeRocher took that in the ribs.
Initial hit from number 11, Jack Arpey. Nice play from Arpey from MMU.
That's a pickup of 5, maybe 6, but that looked like that certainly may have knocked the wind out of Seneca DeRocher.
Yep. That was an expensive 5 yards, Tate.
DeRocher taking a little bit of a knee there, trying to catch his breath.
Taking his helmet straps off now. Looks like he's going to be out for at least a play, folks.
Gordon Levarrier will come in to relieve DeRocher. He's been in, this will be his 3rd time for the junior.
L'Hervier, I believe.
Thank you.
Most recently had a couple yards rushing at the end of the first half.
And the quarterback sneak just to kind of wrap things up.
I don't think that's what we're going to see here on a 2nd and 4.
There's a snap. A little mix-up on the handoff in the backfield.
There's a helmet on the field.
And we've got some jawing going on there as well. So it seemed to be a little bit of a mix-up there between the quarterback and running back. I think that was Rafferty, and Rafferty able to hold on to the ball, but that's going to be a loss of probably 5 on the play.
Well, at the labor of bringing it up too many times, I ran that play right at number 20, interior linebacker Galuzio of MMU. I would recommend the Bobwhites don't do that.
Sets up a 3rd and 7. Rathburn splits out wide to the near side. Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Handoff in the backfield to Barrett. Barrett breaks 1 tackle, but not the second. Able to maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, taken down by number 8, Nashua Poor of MMU, Tate.
See what Jeff Murray does here. Again, Seneca DeRocher is still on the sideline after taking that hit. He also punts for the Bobwhite, so looks like I see number 22, Jones Wagner, coming in. Wonder if he'll have potentially backup punting duties. We'll find out shortly.
Or they may just run a play.
No, they drop.
Looks like Rathburn is dropping back.
Yeah, Deegan Rathburn will drop back as the backup punter here.
Number 2 for MMU, Luke Subin Billingsley, back to receive.
Good job by Rathburn to pick that up off the carpet. And his punt rolls into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Nice kick there by Rathburn. Just didn't get the back spin that he wanted on it.
Yep, Rathburn gets the Ray Guy Award to begin the season.
Ball will be spotted at the Cougar 20-yard line. Again, want to remind you that Northwest Access TV will be with you next week as the Bobwhites play host to CVU. Again, the defending Division I football champions of Vermont. They graduated many, but the largest school in all of Vermont, the largest boy student population, has a large program, so they'll just be reloading, one would expect. Apri splits out wide here to the near side. Now they'll shift over on the far side.
A lot of movement before the snap here, Tate.
Yeah, definitely a lot of confusion by the Cougar offense. High snap, they get it down though. Handoff straight ahead to Gonzalo. And now we've got a late flag coming in. That is likely.
I would suspect that's offsides.
I was going to say a hold, but let's see. We'll see how this sugars out.
Tackle was made by number 60, Harrison Stone.
A lot of flags here in this game really have slowed things down. A lot of cramping as well by players out there here this evening. And we've got a face mask against BFA, 5-yard penalty. The official signals.
Yeah, they like face masks here tonight. Looks like
Against BFA.
Looks like a 5-yard variety.
That's tacked on from the point of the infraction, so you'll look at a first and call it about 3. Arpery splits out wide here to the near side. Cougars taking their time. Now the officials signal to start the clock. 4 receivers set. Back to pass, fires it high and incomplete. Pass intended for Subin Bilsby.
Tell you, the Bobwhites caught a break on that one, Tate. The ball was just thrown a little too high, as you indicated. But it was there. It was there for MMU.
One unique aspect to the Collins Pearly is that the football field is crowned, and you don't see that in many, if not any other football fields in Vermont. So, you know, on a more flat type of field, that probably is okay, but you're literally throwing down when you're throwing from the center of the field to the sideline. Motion in the backfield. Here's a snap. Counter handoff here to the near side, and making a couple of defenders miss was Bo Clayton. Clayton's
Absolutely. Number 51, Evan Judd, was involved in the tackle, as were some other Bobwhites.
Clayton had just enough for the first down. Only needed 3. That's about what he picked up.
It was a good effort on his part.
And again, another injury. And it must be a cramp, I'm guessing, on the far side of the field by, I believe, an MMU player. With that, we'll take another timeout. Here, our score with 4:53 remaining in the third quarter. BFA 6, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Delaware wing tee look here by the Bobwhite offense with DeRocher up under center, motion by Dodlin, and it's going to be a handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, the fullback, and not a whole lot of running room there, Joe.
No, looks like we're down to a couple downs, more or less went down the line of scrimmage there, Tate.
Credit Rafferty, a pickup of, call it 2 on the play. Sets up a 2nd and 8 with 2:08 remaining here in the third quarter.
We'll see what the Bobwhites conjure up in the second down.
Bobwhites taking their time in the huddle here. Again, Rafferty will split out far side of the field. Again, wing T formation here. Long count. Dodlin in motion. Quarterback option. Seneca DeRocher keeps the ball himself.
Got some room there, Tate.
Steps out of bounds. And Seneca DeRocher, a nice pickup, although he's limping a bit. I said Sabrin. I mean, last quarterback that really kind of ran that play quite as nicely as that was current Steelers coach.
Yes, Steelers coach Sabrin would appreciate that. He might wear his safari hat going down the left sideline.
Sets up a 1st and 10.
What do you got? Pick up there. It must have been close to 20 yards, Tate.
On the quarterback option play.
Covered a little ground.
Dodlin splits out wide here to the near side. Sabrin up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side. And wrapped up is Cody Barrett. Not a whole lot showing there.
Pickup of maybe a yard.
Under 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Bobwhite's doing all the damage here on this drive on the ground.
Tate, just a quick heads up. You called Sabrin's number again on the last play.
Did I? Jeez, wow. Trip down memory lane, I guess.
Yep. Don't make me call Ollie Dunlap on one.
All right, DeRocher, here we go. Shotgun form, or excuse me, he was going up under center. There's a snap. DeRocher back to pass. This time fires it deep and high downfield. Has Rathburn wide open. Touchdown, BFA, Deegan Rathburn.
Big play, big play.
Blown coverage on that as Rathburn was all alone.
The cowbells are ringing.
So a big splash play. See if we can get this on our Northwest Access replay. Unfortunately, maybe not, as we work out the first game jitters here, not just on the field, but in the production studio as well. But a beautiful pass, Joe, by Seneca DeRocher.
No, there was a lot of room there. Rathburn brought it in the way he's supposed to. Hopefully a harbinger of things to come, Tate.
So Bobwhites look to be going for 2 here to make this a 14-point game. Again, DeRocher missed on the PAT last go-around. 2 receivers set here to the near side. That's Dodlin and Rathburn. DeRocher rolls here to the near side, fires into the end zone, has his man in and out of the hands. Pass incomplete, intended for Cody Barrett.
Barrett was there, just didn't quite hook up, Tate.
Yeah, a little too much mustard on the pass. With that, we'll go back to the replay here. You can see Rathburn
fires it deep and high downfield.
Stride. Has Rathburn wide open. Beautiful ball. Touchdown,
by
BFA.
This
time
fires it
gives
deep and high downfield.
A
Has
2-score lead here late in the third quarter. But Joe, probably the best looking drive of the evening here for BFA.
Well, that came right off the back of a nice little defensive series from the Bobwhites. So we'll see if they can build on that for the balance of the game.
Chris Sabrin probably like giving me some, rubbing in my face. I brought up his name. That's why he would probably say that's why the touchdown happened.
Sabrin got his number called a couple times in that series, and if that's what it takes, that could be a theme for the balance of the season.
I guess that's one of the downsides to doing this for like 20-plus years. All right, back on the field in modern day 2023. 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Bobwhite's preparing to kick off.
We got offsides here on the kick. So that was Jaden Fletcher, but one of his teammates was about a yard offside on that kick, and this one's coming back.
A little over-eager there, Tate. We'll see. That was close to a squib-style kick. We will see if that is followed up with here. That has been the general theme of what we've seen for kickoffs this evening.
Yeah, again, taking a trip down memory lane, BFA has been gifted over the last number of decades, whether it be with Robert Kelly, who, still has the Vermont field goal record, I believe a 57-yarder done here at the complex, and then you had Dunsmore as well.
That was a line drive kick, fielded at the 40 by MMU. Then it comes down at the 46 or so on their side of the ball.
So, yeah, I was referring to Cam Dunsmore, who graduated a couple of seasons ago. But Cougars, again, back in 2023, start this drive with 22 seconds remaining at their own 45-yard line.
And the Cougars aren't out of time, Tate, but they need to start thinking about what they're doing with their offensive opportunities as we run down the third quarter.
First and 10 here for the Cougars. Thus far held scoreless by the Bobwhite defense, who have bent but not broken here this evening. Back to pass, rolling on the far side is Messier, has plenty of time looking downfield, now fires across his body and jump ball and deflected incomplete.
Nice play. Nice play on the end line there. For it looked like was that number 25?
That was 26. That was Dodlin, but
it was 26 Dodlin. Broke it up on the far side.
Clock will stop with 12 seconds remaining here. Talking about past history, Joe, probably one of the first games you saw here was back when Jeff Murray was probably quarterbacking BFA, would be my guess.
Yes, I saw Jeff Murray throw a pass to Dan Johnson in the end zone in a playoff game against, I believe it was a playoff game against Rice, or maybe it was a game to get into the playoffs.
It was. Good memory. It was a game to get into the playoffs. I believe that was as the end of the third quarter goes. I believe that was in the fall of 1990.
That sounds, no.
89, 90?
It would have to be 89 because
All
Johnson was in the class of 90.
All right, so with that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score, BFA 12, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand as we look to begin the fourth quarter. Bobwhites with a 12-0 lead. Joe, your thoughts on the third quarter?
Hey, Bobwhites came off their best offensive series, preceded by their best defensive series of the night. Some very clean football. It looks like we have some kind of motion infraction on the first snap of the fourth quarter here, Tate. But they just need to build on that. Oh, and it's gonna set MMU back. Yeah, hey, the Bobwhites just keep it clean, folks, and I think there's some opportunities here.
So it's a 5-yard motion penalty against the Cougars. It's going to set them back to a third and call it 13. Looked like their quarterback, Nathan Messier, was hopping around a little bit, but he stays out there.
I'll tell you, defensively, the Bobwhites have had an inconsistent pass rush this evening. We'll see what they can do here.
Messier rolls here to the near side. He's under pressure, looking downfield, fires, and it is a jump ball and caught for the first down. Leaping up for it was Luke Saban Billingsley. And now the crowd, we got a penalty down by where the quarterback was. I know the crowd was cheering.
Not sure. I apologize. I was
we were following the
away
ball
from the play. I did not see that.
I don't know if we've got a personal foul in regards to roughing the passer, but the flag is resting right where Messier released it, unsportsmanlike against the quarterback. So it was not, I think it was probably taunting. Again, Messier's been out there kind of chirping away.
And Messier limped off the field.
Well,
it's like we're going to have a new quarterback under center, at least for this snap, Tate.
so it's not, I mean, the real challenge here for Mount Mansfield on that penalty is not necessarily the 5 yards, but it wipes out a third and long completion that would have converted a first down.
Yeah, and they still. Okay, it is a first down nonetheless. So it's a penalty after the fact. So MMU has a first down, but as you stated, Tate, they have got moved back in a somewhat strange turn of events.
Yeah, it's a dead ball foul, which means it takes place after they picked up the first down, but it does move it back. Calling his own number and breaking free for another first down for MMU. Sorry, missed the number on that.
Looks like number 8, Nashua Poor, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. So Poor checks in at quarterback and promptly picked up a first down with his legs. Poor again calls his own number. Stutter steps now here to the near side and wrapped up and taken down.
Taken down by number 55, Corey McNulty. Wasn't having anything that a second time around, Tate.
Sets up a 2nd and 9. Clock runs, 11 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bobwhite's up by 2 scores, 12-0.
2nd and 9. It's important down here.
Making his way back into the game is Nathan Messier. Again, kind of limping a bit back in at quarterback. Takes the snap, back to pass, fires it over the middle, and it's in. Almost intercepted on the play. I believe that was number 22, Jonas Wagner.
I believe you're right. Looked like looked like he was going the other way. He definitely had fingers on it, Tate. Going to bring up a 3rd and long. Puts MMU in a tough spot here in an obvious passing situation as the third quarter starts to wind a little bit. Fourth quarter, excuse me.
All right, 3rd and 8. As we close in at 9 p.m. here, it's about 8:57. Again, slow-moving game here with the turnovers and penalties and incompletions. Messier back to pass, a little screenplay here, and that's snuffed out nicely by the Bobwhite defense.
Going absolutely nowhere. Tackle was by number 66, Isaac Ellis.
Great job by Ellis recognizing the screen and snuffing that out. So here we go.
MMU does have a choice here. Well, it looks like their
choice is going for it.
It does.
So they're going to take a quarterback, or they're going to take their running back up under center, Philip Gonzalo, put him up under center. So expect probably a run or a trick play here would be my guess. Fumbles a snap, airs a rollout now to Messier, who fires it over into the flats, and the ball is complete to Jack Lanzania.
Appears to be enough from the first down from here.
So the Cougars reaching deep into the play box for that one. Play book, excuse me.
Absolutely, Tate.
Long count. Messier rolling here to the near side, looking downfield, has time, fires it deep downfield, has a man open, and just overthrows him. Getting an arm on it there was Nashua Poor. Poor able to tip it up, and actually was almost intercepted there after the tip.
Well, one of the rules for receivers, you're not going to catch it. You don't tip the ball up, and Poor violated that rule there.
That was Dodlin ball hawking, almost coming down after that ball was provided a little extra life in the air.
That's it. If the Bobwhites want to have as successful a season as they can, this pass rush just can't let these quarterbacks have 5-6 seconds to look around.
2nd and 10. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Messier taking his time. There's the snap. Hands off straight ahead to Philip Gonzalo, and Gonzalo has nowhere to run.
Number 52, Wyatt Trombley, part of a gang of Bobwhites involved in the tackle.
So call it 3rd and 10. Clock will wind. 9:16 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Bobwhite's up by 2 touchdowns. Three receivers set here to the near side. Long count. Messier taking his time, takes the snap. Now drops deep, again screen pass. And this time a little more success by the Cougars, and a big tackle by BFA.
Number 7, Cody Barrett, snuffing it out, Dave.
Barrett looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
That was a well-schemed screen pass.
Barrett doesn't make that tackle. That's going to be a first down, if not more, for the Cougars.
If not more. That was a well-schemed and blocked screen. It's going to bring up a really critical play for the Cougars with 8:11 left and time ticking in a 4th and 8.
Down to 8 minutes remaining here in the second half. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Big down here for both squads. Messier barking out the cadence. Got motion in the backfield. There's a snap. He's going to roll to the far side, looking downfield. Has some man, throws in, and it is caught, but it may be short of the first down.
It looked short. It looked short. It is being marked short.
And the Bobwhite defense holds. So they picked up 8 on the play, not enough for the first down, and the BFA defense, Joe, does its job.
They did. Been bending all night, Tate, and they haven't necessarily had the best field position, but they haven't broken yet.
So Seneca DeRocher heads on the field here for the Bobwhites, heads into the huddle with the play call. Bobwhites would like nothing more than a traditional 6-7 minute, like just kind of keep it on the ground, pick up first downs, and just chew up this clock.
Be nothing wrong with that. We'll see how they open up the series.
Rathburn splits out wide here to the near side. Drosher hands off straight ahead. Big hole for big number 40. Bursting free, that's Jaden Fletcher. And Fletcher still driving ahead. And Fletcher has the first down.
Eventually taken down by number 18, Kyle Taftate. But
He was a third or fourth MMU defender to take a shot at him.
Fletcher's first carry of the evening. Very impressive, Joe.
Very much so. Very much so. A very determined run. Protected the ball well.
Sets up a 1st and 10 once again for the Bobwhites. Ball now spotted at their own 42-yard line. Looks like Fletcher stays in the game at that fullback position. He'll take another handoff, lowers his shoulder, and still driving ahead and picks up a couple.
That would appear to be the case with the forward progress. Okay, we'll take some clock. Going under 7 minutes now.
See if I can look at any out-of-town scores as we close in on the end of the fourth quarter. The other thing I should note, slight correction, the Bobwhites' next home game is next Saturday evening. Apologize, I think I've been saying Friday, but it's next Saturday evening at 7 o'clock against CVU. So, one thing with the lack of officials, they've really had to change up game times, not just to Friday nights and Saturday afternoons, but you'll see Thursday night games and now Saturday night games.
Yeah, and so the Bobwhites are here at Collins next Saturday.
There we go. And I believe we're going to see a defensive offside call again against the Cougars. So a good job by Seneca DeRocher kind of changing up that cadence and getting him the jump.
Yep. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We got a second and 4 by the looks of things, Tate.
Anytime, again, we talked about it earlier in the game. Anytime you're looking at a 2nd or 5 or 2nd and 4, that's a win. You'll take that every time.
Ball sitting about on the Bobwhites 48 or thereabouts.
Rathburn splits out.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. DeRocher up under center. Long count. There's the snap. Hands off straight ahead to Fletcher. Not a whole lot there. Picked up maybe a couple, so now looking at about a 3rd and 1 or maybe 3rd and 1.5.
Okay, as you alluded to at the beginning of the series, they're killing some clock.
Again, Bobwhites have yet to go to the air on this series. Again, content to keep it on the ground and grind things out, keep the clock moving. So here we go, 3rd and 1. Bobwhite's likely to keep it pretty simple here, one would bet. Again, Sabrin, jeez. DeRocher up under center. And keeps his own number. And turning the corners, DeRocher with plenty of running room and speed, and he steps out of bounds. So smart play by Seneca DeRocher. You may say, why smart to step out of bounds? That stops the clock. But, DeRocher's been taking hits here tonight.
Taking a lot of contact.
Got to save his body. So the clock stops with 5:01. I mean, again, you don't want your quarterback taking all too many hits out there on the field.
You got an 8-game schedule, Tate, and hopefully more.
So the most important part was picking up the first down. So it was a good play action, or fake, I should say, up the middle to the fullback, and the defense completely bought into it. And again, on the quarterback keeper, DeRocher turned on the Jets to pick up the first down.
Well, it's a nice thing if you're successful with the fullback a couple times.
Fumble on the play. Center quarterback exchange goes awry. Fortunately for the Bobwhites, the ball kind of fell right back to Seneca DeRocher.
Nice job covering it up in what could have been very problematic.
Not ideal. I don't know why the clock hasn't started. There they go. They finally start it. Well, we got a penalty, or what's going on here? I didn't see a flag.
DeRocher is off the field.
So again, junior quarterback in.
Gordon Lavrier.
Lavrier with the snap. Handoff straight ahead to the fullback, Fletcher. Now we got a whistle on the far side and a timeout taken by Mount Mansfield. With that, we'll take a timeout here ourselves with 4:21 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's BFA 12, Mount Mansfield 0. You're watching. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Looking at 4:21 remaining here in the final quarter. BFA facing a 3rd and 12. There's a snap. Seneca Droscher back in, throwing the football, looking up for Rathburn, and incomplete. Just about a yard too far ahead for Rathburn.
That was a nice idea, Tate. Nice idea.
Bobwhite's looking at a 4th and 13. It'll be interesting to see if Jeff Murray goes for it here or if he tries to just do like kind of a pooch punt by Sabrin and really try to pin him in, from the 20 or 10. And that's what it looks like they're going to do. So up by 2 scores, I can understand this and agree with this. You really try to pin them back and force them to score 2 touchdowns late here.
Well, see what DeRocher can do with the punt, Tate.
Low snap, gets it, picks it up. Snap over on the far side, or kick over on the far side of the field. Nice kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Not returnable at the 12-yard line.
Looks like a nice play from here.
Taking a look at our out-of-town scores, it's Essex which is taking the lead with about 8 minutes remaining over Rutland, 23-20. And it looks like we've got a blowout victory here for Bellows Falls over Springfield, 34-0.
The Battle of the Connecticut Valley.
Springfield Cosmos not having a good game this evening.
Well, they did win the hometown of the Simpsons in the Battle of the Springfields at one time.
They did. Good memory, Joe, yes. But back here in St. Albans at the Collins Pearly, the Cougars looking for 2 late scores here. Messier takes a snap, little handoff straight ahead, and gain of about 4 or 5. At this point, Bobwhite's more than happy probably just to give up some runs in the middle of the field, Joe, and let them eat clock.
Absolutely. They can have those all day, Tate. As we creep under 3:45 here, the math doesn't work for MMU in those sorts of plays.
Nathan Messier gets his squad right back to the line of scrimmage. Got motion in the backfield. Messier, play action, calls his own number on the bootleg around, picks up a block. He'll step out of bounds, picks up the first down, picks up 15. A little more than what the Bobwhites wanted to give up on that play, I'd say, though. Plus, they gave him the sideline to stop the clock.
Yeah, you can't give him the sideline here. Can't give him the sideline, Tate.
Clock stops at 3:24. Again, Bobwhites with a 12-0 lead. Beautiful evening here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center. 60 degrees, no wind. 2 receiver set. Messier back. Plenty of time again now. Steps up in the pocket. Hits his man, number 8, Nashua Poor. And Poor has a little room to pick up the first down.
It's like a tackle made by number 26, Parker Dodlin.
And back, the officials are kind of huddled over and getting up slowly as the quarterback, Nathan Messier, again after the play. Didn't see really what happened, but Messier probably exiting the game at this point. Not sure what exactly happened. And that's a blow to the Cougars because Messier certainly can throw the football. I mean, we've seen Poor back there at quarterback. He obviously can run the football. We haven't really seen him throw the football, but what we do know is Nathan Messier can throw it, and when you're down by 2 scores with only 3 minutes to go, you're going to have to put the ball in the air.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we hope Nathan is okay. He looks like he's in some pain out there on the field, Tate.
Taking a look at out-of-town scores, looks like North Country is leading 27-22 over the South Burlington Seawolves. So that would certainly be a upset of the night, Joe. Having the North Country Falcons travel down into Chittenden County. Again, North Country a Division II team, and the South Burlington team a Division I team.
Well, heck, I mean, I don't know why North Country doesn't get all of Orleans County to be on their team. You know, if Burlington and South Burlington get to have a club.
Well, that score may be a surprise for a lot of folks tonight. I got to say, I actually had an opportunity to catch up with our old friend Brad Ravlin a couple of weeks ago, former head coach of the St. Albans Steelers, and he's now assisting Chad Coffey and Rob Coffey at Rice High School as the defensive coordinator. And Brad had indicated that North Country, which has kind of been challenged with their program over the last couple of decades, really has turned the corner. And he said a lot of teams are going to be surprised at that North Country team, and it looks like indeed South Burlington / Burlington is being surprised tonight.
Hey, whatever the ultimate outcome is, that's going to be a close one.
Bobwhite should certainly pay attention because BFA actually plays North Country a little bit later this season, actually in the 4th game of the season at North Country on September 22nd. So just FYI, that's a Division II team with definitely some talent.
Yeah. And I can tell you that's a ride before you get there.
Indeed. All right. Poor calls his own number, or excuse me, check in with Lorenzia. He calls his own number, picks up 5, and again, Bobwhite's happy to give up 5 yards in the middle of the field and keep the clock running.
Absolutely.
Nathan Messier back in for Mansfield. Again, cramping, an issue for BFA, and it looks like that might be Cody Barrett. And a little bit of a break here for the Cougars because that will stop the clock. Again, Bobwhite's here back at home next Saturday night, not Friday, Saturday night as they host CVU. CVU playing tomorrow at Burr and Burton down in Manchester, Vermont. That should be a real fun game to watch. All right, 2:44 to go here. Cougars back on the ball, and the officials signal to restart the clock. There's a snap. Messier back. Plenty of time. Rifles it over the middle of the field. Ball is caught for the first down. Good concentration there by Jack Arpe. Well defended on the play, Joe, but just able to bring the ball in.
Yeah, number 88, Rathburn, came down with a tackle, but wasn't quite able to stop the completion from happening, Tate.
Messier quickly on the ball, spikes it to stop the clock at 2:17. So again, this game not over. MMU with the ball and driving down to the BFA 35-yard line. 2:17 showing on the clock.
Now, a BFA stop is critically important here.
Long count. There is a snap. Messier looking under pressure, lofts it over the middle, and caught once again by Apre. And that's the same play, Joe, back-to-back as they find a little bit of a zone in the middle of the field there against BFA.
Right in the middle of the gut between the linebackers and the D-backs.
Yep.
That was number 14, Bonnier, came up to the tackle. Bobwhites are going to need to solve that.
Messier again, looking in the end zone, tosses it, has him in,
Oh!
and coming down with it for a touchdown. Number 2, Luke Saban Billingsley on the score, and the Cougars march down the field via the ball in the air under Messier's arm and pull within 6.
See what they're going to do here with their after attempt, Tate.
Their kicker is Bo Clayton, who has only done one kickoff here this evening. And it looks like they will go for 2. Motion. And looking to run the football is Poor. Poor looking for the pylon, and Poor is in for the score.
Got around it. Number 84, Rafferty, had an opportunity at him in the backfield, and Poor just got around him.
So Nashua Poor pulls Mount Mansfield within 12-8 with just under 2 minutes to go. Let's see if we can pull up a replay here to look at that last Cougar touchdown on our Northwest Access TV replay. Here's the pass, and nice concentration, and just plowing his way into the end zone for the score. Take another look at it here. So the BFA kick return team onto the field. One would expect the Cougars to go with an onside kick here at this point.
That would be reasonable.
I'm trying to think, Joe, help me out. I don't believe the Cougars have used a timeout here in the second half.
I don't think so, although strangely they spiked the ball during that pass series.
Well, looking to save the timeouts.
I don't recall a timeout being utilized by the Cougars.
So besides the Bobwhites, who are going to have to focus on the recovery on an expecting onside kick, you're going to have to try to pick up a first down as well, because you're not going to want to give the ball back to the hands of Nathan Messier, who really looked dangerous throwing the football down the field on that drive.
Absolutely not, and frankly, the Bobwhites had some trouble with the pass rush there. It gave Messier some opportunities. So, but you're right, Tate. Bobwhites just got to concentrate on possessing the football here on this kickoff.
Bobwhite's expecting the onside kick here. See if it's Bo Clayton for the Cougars. I'm trying to get a number here.
It is number 18 for the Cougars.
So Kyle Taft.
Kyle Taft will be kicking.
So I would say that also means onside kick. Got it. BFA. BFA maintains possession.
Recovered by 88 Rathburn.
So good job by Deegan Rathburn getting down on that football. Now Bobwhites need 2 things here, Joe. 1, not turn the ball over. 2, pick up a first down.
That's it. Run a little clock. And don't have to do anything fancy here, folks.
Quarterback Seneca DeRocher takes the field here for the Bobwhites.
Cougars actually executed that onside kick pretty well. BFA just recovered it.
Yep. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. Seneca DeRocher up under center. DeRocher calls his own number, and he's got no running room, but double steps back this way and has some running room. He'll want to stay in bounds. Has the first down and more. Seneca DeRocher has a seam, and there he goes. Foot race for DeRocher, and he'll go down at around the 2-yard line. So Seneca DeRocher almost takes it the distance.
Geez, Tate, that was, for lack of better words, that was a broken play. That was a broken play, and DeRocher made
something out of nothing.
Made a heck of a gain out of that thing.
DeRocher still down, probably trying to catch his breath. And he was a bit banged up here late in the game anyway, so clock will stop with DeRocher being worked on.
Looks like he's down somewhere around the 5-yard line.
DeRocher back up. That's a good sign for BFA as he makes his way here to the near sideline. Looking at some out-of-town scores. Our old friend Rich Haskell reports online that Middlebury has defeated Brattleboro 35-6. So again, Seneca DeRocher making his way here to the near sideline.
A whole different dynamic after that play, Tate.
Clock running. Head coach Jeff Murray kind of signaling in when to snap the football. Go ahead, he says. No. So head coach Jeff Murray and the clock official on two different pages as they call a delay of game against BFA, and Coach Murray looking for an explanation. Not happy.
A curious place for a delay of game.
Well, again, I mean, Coach Murray thought he had the right amount of time and was counting it down. The clock had started to run. And, I mean, at this point, again, BFA just needs to keep on the football here. With the 5-yard penalty, I push him back to the 8-yard line. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, and Rafferty pushing the pile, and Rafferty picks up maybe 5 on the carry. Now it's going to be a timeout taken by the Cougars with 46 seconds remaining.
Bobwhites can run 3 plays here if need be, Tate.
Update in the Rice-Essex game. Essex with a Essex-Rutland game. Essex with a 30-20 lead on Rutland. That game down in Rutland. In timeout taken on the field by the Cougars. Again, Northwest Access TV will be with you next week as the Bobwhites host CVU. That game will be next Saturday evening as we close in on the 9:30 p.m. hour in what has been a long opening night game here at the Collins Pearly.
Oh, hey, it's been nice, though.
It's even nicer when you come away with a win.
It's probably fair to say that it's not going to get any nicer weather-wise for a game this year.
Second and goal from about the 5. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead to Rafferty, who lowers the shoulder again. And Rafferty down to about the 2-yard line with 37 seconds remaining. Clock currently running. Bobwhites may look to run the clock down here and use one of their timeouts.
See, Leverrier under center there, Tate.
Correct. So Seneca DeRocher has not returned after that big run.
And it looks like they're just going to count it out, folks.
And the horn sounds, and that will do it. The BFA Bobwhites come away with the 12-8 win. Joe, your thoughts on this evening's game?
Well, hey, it's nice to start the season with one in the W column, and I think the Bobwhites were fortunate. There was some some opportunity to clean up play, particularly in the first half, vis-a-vis turnovers or what have you. And I think you saw some improvements in the second half. It gives them something to build on, and they're going to need to do that as they're headed off against CVU next week.
Yeah, big test next week against CVU, but again, a lot of turnovers in the first half, really stymied BFA, but able to overcome, and the Bobwhites come away with a victory. And at the end of the day, that's all you want on opening night at home. So that will do it here at the Collins Pearly. Our final score: BFA 12, Mount Mansfield 8. You've been watching BFA Bobwhite Football on Northwest Access TV. Everyone, have a great night.